All right, so we saw how to program the system. Now, what if you're going into an existing system and it's already been programmed and you don't have the installer code and you got to reprogram this whole system? That, by the way, is going to happen to you in the shop, right? Because before you got your system, another student had it. So whatever code that student put in is the code that's in the system. So we're going to have to learn how to restore the system. There's two resets we can do on the system. Before we talk about that, we're going to look at when you go into the panel, right at the bottom of the motherboard, right in the middle, you're going to find two buttons, a reset button and a program button. And these are the buttons we're going to use to reset the panel. First of all, we have the reset button, which is to perform a system reset. Push the reset button once. The system will reboot and enter a 30-second delay. Now, what's this for? I'm operating my system and my touchscreen is not responding for whatever reason. Right? Just like your cell phones. You know, you got a little glitch, you shut it off and turn it back on and it starts working? Well, we don't shut off to unplug the system and turn the system back on. You go to the panel, you press reset, and it'll reboot. And it'll happen to you in the shop that sometimes somebody's touchscreen might start getting stuck for whatever reason, because we're kind of abusing our system. You just go in, you perform a reset, and it just reboots. You do not lose any information. Nothing has changed. Everything remains the same. It just reboots. Another reason why you're going to use the reset button is, remember I had told you when we were talking about the alarm system and calling the monitoring station? We don't have a real monitoring station. So we're going to create an alarm. It's going to try and call the monitoring station, and it's going to keep trying and trying and trying for about 20 minutes until it gives up. Well, guess what happened during those 20 minutes? He has to call the monitoring station. So he seized your phone line. So you that want to do test other stuff in your system don't have a phone line. You got a problem. So you go to your panel, you press reset, wait about 30 seconds, it reboots, and it went back. He wants to try and call the monitoring station, but by rebooting him, he's back to normal. All right? That's the only way you can do it. Now, that's to reboot the system. What if I want to perform a restore to factory default, which you're going to have to do? First thing you're going to do is you're going to press the reset button. And when you press the reset button, this system will give you about 30 seconds to make your way over to the touchscreen. After this 30 seconds, which is the same 30 seconds that when we reset it originally, right? And then we didn't touch it, you'll notice towards after this 30 seconds, it will give you a 5-second countdown. You touch the touchscreen during this 5 seconds. Then you make your way back over to the cardio panel, and you go push the program button 6 times. And this will reset the system back to factory default. Any information in the system has been erased. Everything's gone.
Just like that?
Just like that. Notice that they made you do a couple of steps. It's not as simple as resetting. You know, reset, go touch the screen, come back and push this button 6 times, which is something nobody will do by accident. Why would you push a button 6 times? Unless you're that nervous guy at the elevator, it doesn't come faster. Right? Because if it would be just as simple as pushing a button, that would be kind of dangerous for the system. You've been programming for about 2 hours and you accidentally pushed a button and you lost everything, it wouldn't be very good. So they made it kind of complicated. And they put, like, you know, push the reset, go to the touchscreen, touch the touchscreen, come back here, push this button 6 times so that this will not happen by accident. Good? And now, sorry. This will terminate programming the cardio panel. What happened? What did we see here? We saw that we could enter all the functions of the system. We entered the lighting, we entered the receptacles, which were our appliances, which we know that were actually just relays, right? the thermostat. We learned how to operate all these systems, how to go into functions, and how the user would use all these systems. We also learned how to configure every single lighting channel, how to configure all our scenes, and how to make them work together, how to make them interact with each other. So, what we're going to do now, in preparation to go to the workshop and actually install all this, and well, it's already installed, and actually program all this, and we're going to have to do some other installations. We might have to add a contactor and certain pieces depending on what I'm asking you. Before we do that, we're going to practice that here in class in the form of exercises. Everything we're going to have to program in the shop, we're going to put you in that scenario in class. We're going to do a bunch of exercises. I'm going to ask you the question, and you are going to write down, using your manual, the steps you have to take, and there might be some wiring needs, because I might ask you to do something like control a receptacle, but you know you need a contactor, so we're going to have to add that to the system. Once that's done, we will go to the shop, and we will actually program all this, make any necessary little modifications and installations for us to do this. Good? Is there any questions? No. All right, so let's do our exercises.